now esingenisa kamnandi ke into the first conversation of the day. Bendichilo ke ndathi namhlanje xa kufika eli xesha we are going to be in conversation with Nelisa Bobie, who is an executive coach and director ka Kayoli Talent Solutions. She is already with us in studio about this theme that we have, chosen for Women's Month. At Women Business is for you. Mem
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us. To come and have this conversation with us. Now, I'm going to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, Kala, and then also you touch on the business space. What business do you do?
Okay, so my name, first of all, is Nelisa Bobie. I'm the founder of Kayoli Talent Solutions.
Yes.
So this business is a skills development entity. We do coaching, we do leadership development, we do employee wellness. We also do career coaching for schools.
Okay.
And we do other HR solutions like your talent development, succession planning, and any other HR solutions. So within Kayoli is a baby, which is Girl Future.
Okay.
It's an NPO for girls, sorry. So this NPO focuses on empowering girls for the future. We want girls that are assertive. We want girls that can navigate technology. We want girls who know exactly where they're going in the future. And then what we've done also is to bring in mothers of girls.
Okay.
So Girl Future also does quarterly workshops for moms in the form of Girl Mom, where we want the mom to know how to actually bring up this child, this daughter of the future. So that's the business in a nutshell.
Side. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Let me start by saying Happy Women's Month.
Thank you so much.
And then I want to find out, what does Women's Month mean to you? What does this time represent? What does it signify for you personally? Is it even important? Is it special in any way?
Very important. It's very special to me, especially because it's a month dedicated for us as women. Women are very important. Women have got a major role to play.
Yeah.
Women, for us, it's a time for us to reflect on who we are, embrace our womanhood, remember sisterhood.
Okay.
Remember, empowering each other. Remember how to celebrate ourselves and celebrate each other in the process.
Sure.
Because oftentimes we forget ourselves because we've got many roles. You're a mom, you are a sister, you're a leader in the church, you're a wife.
You're a businesswoman.
You're a businesswoman. There's quite a lot that you need to remember. So reflect on your successes and also nurture the next person. Remember that we are sisters as women because we forget that a lot. So sisterhood is part of the package in Women's Month. And also to just pamper yourself. Make yourself feel good.
Right.
Do all those things that you forget throughout the year.
Yeah. And talking about that, do you have like 1, 2, 3 women that you look up to, that inspire you, that influence you, that you draw strength from them? Noba, it's like people that are in your life directly or not, or in social media or in the public space, whoever nje mama that inspires you.
Okay, for me, I'll start with my mom.
Okay.
My mom is 86 years old.
She's still alive.
She's still alive and kicking. She still posts her WhatsApp status.
Really? She's on WhatsApp?
She's on WhatsApp.
Have you allowed her to see your statuses?
Sometimes. Occasionally I do. But whenever she takes a picture, she actually crops it and you'll see her posting it the next day.
Wow.
So she's that mom. Very strong, soft inside, but very tough as well. She's a God-fearing woman.
Wow.
She goes out there for evangelism, talking to other people about the Lord. So that's why she keeps herself healthy.
Wow. She's not just sitting down.
No. Whenever I go to East London and I think I'm going to surprise her, I find her not there.
Okay, at home.
She's not there. She's either out evangelizing or with some friends.
Busy. She's got a schedule.
She's busy. So she's really one of those people that I look up to. So number one, that's her. Secondly, it's Graham Michelle.
Okay.
What I love about her is that she doesn't want, besides the fact that she's been married to 2 presidents.
Yeah, that's very special about
so that
two countries, two presidents.
Okay, so that is something else. But then the fact that she wants to empower women, you know, she's got these women empowerment programs, mentorship programs to create wealth in women.
Okay.
You know, I'm part of one of her programs, and I find the fact that she's sewing into Africa specifically to make sure that, you know, as women we embrace that we've got the tools. You know, you know exactly what to do. So she's one of those. So those are the two special women that I can talk. There's a long list.
Ne.
Any woman who wants to fix the other woman's crown for me is a wowzer for me, because I mean that's what we're here for. I think.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And looking at the purpose of a woman, you know, there is there are a lot of different perspectives on this, but I want your perspective. But what do you think is the reason why we were created as women? You know, what's the role that we have come to this earth to play? What's our role? What's our responsibility? Why are we here?
Yeah. First of all, you know, I'm a Christian and I know the story about why, you know, a woman was created to become a helper.
Okay.
Number one. But if you look at the, you know, the woman, you know, the alphabets in each of the words that describe a woman. First of all, you know, we are custodians of many things.
Okay.
Number one, we are custodians of the well-being of others around us.
Okay.
We're custodians of wisdom. Because if you're a woman and you don't have the wisdom, you know, that people cannot come to you and ask you questions, you are go-to people. So wellness of others, wisdom, and then O is for order.
Okay.
You know, we're custodians of order.
All
We
right.
bring order at home. You know, if mom is not shouting and say, you are going to eat the porridge,
You know
it's
what?
not going to happen.
Stop speaking on that. Oh, and the order. You know, sometimes I feel like, you know, our husbands have it easier because our kids feel like, because we bring the order, they are just there to embrace and to play and to, you know.
Exactly.
And it's like, now the kids are like, oh, mama, oh, struggle. No, you know. It's a bit unfair, but when
And
you
it's
think
taxing.
it is. It's so expensive on you as the woman.
Exactly.
But obviously there will be chaos if you don't do it.
Exactly. So the order comes from mom. So that's the O. So we said well-being, wisdom, order, and you're the mentor.
Okay.
You're the one who gives guidance. You're the one who mends broken things, even at home. If things are falling apart, if you and the mom, you're not going to stand up and mend things, it's not going to
Those all
happen.
fall apart.
Exactly. You have to mend, you know, broken people around you. Maybe you've got a friend who's broken, you have to be there to mend. You've got a husband who's having a tough day at home, you have to be there to listen and say, what is wrong? Even if they're doing something you told them not to do. Because they will know that they've got flu, and my husband will go and play, you know, golf. And he comes back, I must be the one who's mending this now, coming up with all the remedies. So mending is our responsibility, unfortunately. A mentorship. And then E, we need to embrace each other's differences. Empathy comes with that as well. Make sophulelaneni as omama bethunana. Masophulelaneni, you know, that's very important. Embrace each other's weaknesses, you know, and also be empathetic, you know, understand the other person and why they must uvelwana.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes don't just be offended by everything. You know, sometimes just Mopulele, you know what? It is well.
Yeah.
And then N for nurturing. So I think in a nutshell, if I can look at that, you know, the word, you know, women, for me, it just talks about all of those things.
Wow.
That's why we're brought into this world.
Yeah, that's
as
beautiful.
helpers.
That's a beautiful analogy, because I've never thought to use that perspective of just breaking down women. And I think all these elements, Nyani, Umdong Mama, is here to play all
in
these
each
different-
alphabet, there's a role for you.
Yeah. Talk to me about the importance of taking care of yourself and putting time away for mna. After I've done the womaning, you know, all those elements for everyone else. Let's talk about the importance of taking care of the me, the woman, the me. Yeah.
Very important. I mean, we can never overemphasize that. First of all, we've already said you're a mom, you're this and that.
Yeah.
When do you get to recharge your batteries?
Okay.
If you don't allow yourself the time to recharge your own batteries. And there's many ways. We've seen it growing up. Our moms going to church all the time. Our moms having a song that they sing in the morning.
Okay.
Our moms lighting candles and, you know, just being in a space of praise and worship. Our mom's doing the housework. All of those things, because sometimes you're doing it on your own. If you go to the salon, do you carry a baby? You don't.
No.
So never think that you have to go to a spa. While it's important, it may be expensive.
Sure.
It's not for everybody to do that, but every woman has a chance to pamper themselves. Go do your nails. Go do your hair at the salon. Go to even if you go to the guy in the streets to do your hair, you're still you on your own. There's no one around you. There's no child
So you are taking
saying,
care of
Mama,
you.
you're taking care of you. Do your nails, because it's for you to recharge. And secondly, it's for you to just break away and be on your own. It's for you to just do your own, things that are important to just you. Just wena as your person, without, the other,
All the pieces
pieces.
of the puzzle of the puzzle.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful. And when we're looking at, issues of mental health, I don't know what's your take on mental health and, what women can be able to do to safeguard that space and to protect your headspace as a woman. What are your thoughts around that?
It's a very, very important, point to make, because we live in atrocious times.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot that's going on around us. These days is one day is this, the next day is that, and the other day is that. But then again, you don't forget that there's these other roles that are still, your
Demanding
roles
of
to
you.
fulfill as a woman. So
Yeah.
you need to feel recharged. So mental well-being goes manifold. It's your happiness. It's your energy. It's what inspires you. It's what you believe in. How do you keep yourself sane? What do you believe in?
How do you keep yourself sane? That's
Exactly.
a good one.
What do you believe in? Because you're gonna get annoyed. You're gonna get upset. Things are not gonna go your way all the time.
Yeah.
But then, how do you keep your cool? How do you stay calm? What do you believe in? If you're a Christian, immerse yourself in the Word of God. Study and, re-energize yourself. And most importantly, move away from toxic environment.
Okay.
Try by all means to avoid toxicity. If there's people that are always negative, coming with you with negative vibes, stay away.
but Nelly, aren't people gonna say, Bana, you are? I don't know how to balance this out. But when it comes to toxic spaces, when you walk away, it's like people feel like you run away from tough situations. Yeah, bon. But I also do feel like it's like choosing you.
Exactly.
It's sort of like this is not. It's not building me. It's just tearing me apart, or it's not cool with space. So and maybe I'm gaslit in the space. I'm like, I'm not valid in this space. I'm not, and yes, man, it's really not conducive to my well-being. But Nyani, especially from the Christian space, it's like, no, man, you have to stick with it. You have to understand it.
No.
But it's not right.
Sometimes you have to be selfish. It's about you and your own mental well-being. Remember, this is your own mental well-being.
Yes.
You don't want to find yourself with some, infirmity or sicknesses in your body that you don't understand, like ulcers and things like that. Especially in a work environment. I can never emphasize this, more. If you find that you're in a toxic work environment where every time it's like the alarm, goes
In
at
the
5,
morning.
you're like, oh, dear Lord,
you want to
that
face,
place.
you want to rewind time.
Then, write that letter, say, I hereby thank you. Because it's all about you at the end of the day. Your life, is more precious than that end of the month salary. Look after you. Put you first, because at the end of the day, you're the one that needs to still be there for your family, for your loved ones, and be alive. And then God has given you a purpose. Maybe you're in the wrong place in the first place. The fact that it's unpleasant means maybe you're in the wrong place.
Maybe you're not supposed to be there.
You shouldn't be there. Just
maybe you're not supposed to be there.
Just move away.
Yeah, that's very important. And I think sometimes, as women, we make a lot of decisions based on abanyaban. It's good to be empathetic and accommodative of others, and but I think not to your own compromise.
No, don't compromise.
Not to your own compromise.
Don't compromise.
Yeah. Now, I think you've already touched on tips, because I was going to ask you some self-care tips. But
can I just share some things that I thought about, because this, as I mentioned, going to the salon, but your home environment. Remember, the custodian of the love, at home, because everyone comes to you. So create that atmosphere where it looks also to you, it smells fresh, is clean, candlelight, play music, dance with your kids, do fun things with them, don't be that mom who's always serious. Or that sister who's always... Because as a woman, it's not necessarily that you're a mom. Sometimes you're just a sister or you're just someone's spouse. But create that, that fun environment. Make it...
Even in your own home.
Even in your own home.
That's beautiful.
Play music, leave the cell phone away for a bit. Tell stories, just laugh.
Converse.
Organize some girls to come to your home or go to them. There's nothing as therapeutic as that laughter with the girls. If you don't have the girls, just laugh it out and just, enjoy yourself. It actually does recharge your batteries.
Wow.
And it's a very good self-care, remedy.
Tip. Oh, right. Thank you for that. Now let's look at some challenges. Life is full of challenges. We are optimistic and we are positive, but challenges are going to come. Have you, okay, can you share a moment in time where you experienced challenges in whatever sphere or space, and be a way that you worked through those challenges and got over them and overcame them?
Yeah. So I think for me, if I were to generalize this question, there's many examples that I can give. But at this point in time, I just want to say, you need to have something that is a run to.
Okay.
For you, for me, I mentioned that I'm a Christian, and every time for me, my run to is the word. Okay. So I can say to people, whether it is in the workplace, whether it is in business, because sometimes you can be disappointed by business associates. You can be disappointed maybe by a friend that you trusted so deeply. You can be disappointed by someone who doesn't want to pay your bill. For example, at the moment I've got a tenant who's refusing to pay my bill.
Oh my word.
So sometimes every time I'm going to read that email, I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm going to read that email. I am strong. And then I go read it and I deal with it in a calm way. So if you don't have a go-to place, for strength, it's going to be a big challenge for you. I don't know, so each and every one of us need to have a place of a go-to place, a place where you gather your strength. Well, either before you deal with that person, you pray or you sing a song, something that's going to just, help you. For me, that's what. But then what I've learned over the years is never to dwell on anything that is stressful. Because it takes away your peace, it takes away your progress, it takes away, because it's like if you don't have faith, you've got fear, then you've already lost the battle. Because you're not going to be able to deal with things that come your way, because things will come your way. So if you don't have that sense of, sometimes laugh things off.
Okay.
To say, whatever.
It's whatever. And continue.
For example, a short story. Yesterday, a friend of mine was just sharing with me something that someone, said about me. Someone who's supposed to be in a very respectful place, and they're not supposed to say things like that about me. I just laughed. They were offended for my sake. And
they're taking it serious on your behalf.
And I always say to people, never be offended for my sake. Because my offensive state lasts for very short.
Okay.
I don't hold anything against someone for that long
time.
Oftentimes I forget it very quickly. So you are still on that matter. It will be your matter alone. And not my matter.
You're
I'm
moving.
already gone. So for people, never allow stress to dominate, especially women. Don't embrace stress. Don't allow it to dominate, your being. Fight for your joy. Fight for your space of happiness and joy. Because remember, joy is not something that happens because someone made me happy.
It's a feeling.
Or you're watching a comedy and you're happy, or you won the lottery and you're happy.
Like a button you must keep pressing.
Fight for the inner joy.
Yeah.
The inner joy, that is always there for you. And navigate it, cultivate it, energize it, keep it alive all the time. Because if anything happens, that's your go-to all the time. Because you're going to be like, it's like having empathy for others. Once you empathize for others, it's easy to be like,
get over it.
I will too. And you'll be happy that way.
Yeah, that is really a
It sounds
powerful
easy,
thing.
but it's not.
It's
you
not.
need to work on it.
I'm sure you have to literally focus and try to build that. But I think, it's so freeing, eh? Because when you, it's like unforgiveness. You're making me think about unforgiveness right now. And someone once said that unforgiveness is like drinking poison and hoping that the other person will die or, you know, something bad will happen to them, of which you're the one that's consuming the poison. It's not going to help you with anything. Probably the person that has offended you is not even there, does not even remember when you are holding on to this thing. It's busy killing you. Wow.
Free yourself, girl.
Free yourself. Now let's look at balancing your soft, feminine woman side with the boldness that is required in the business space. You know, I mean, as women, we are gentle, we are feminine, we are soft, you know, in terms of our natural state. But now when you're in business, you sometimes need to be like, you know, so how do you balance that out so that you know you don't get taken advantage of? But someone in one of the conversations that I had said their softness is their strength. You know,
exactly.
So what's your take on that?
It's very attractive. You know, that feminism is very attractive. And remember, as a woman, you are the custodian of care.
Okay.
You're the custodian of empathy and all those things that are soft, that are needed. At the same time, you need to balance it out. I would use the word assertiveness because boldness can easily be, associated with being aggressive.
Okay.
So I would always say, assert yourself. That is the art of articulation.
Okay.
You know, when you're bold, when you're assertive, you're able to express yourself clearly, that the next person understands exactly what you're saying. While you're being empathetic, at the same time, you know what's going on, you know, what needs to be sorted out. You understand, you know, the end result, you know the bigger picture, you understand what the business wants to achieve. At the same time, you're not blind to understanding that people are going through things.
Okay.
So you have to ask the right questions. You have to empathize with them. You have to see things from their perspective. You need to allow them to grow, fail, and succeed. Those are the qualities only women can actually, understand. Yeah. So you can never take that away from business. You know, the business needs women for that, you know, to spice things up, you know, to create that attractive environment where there is care. Because people work for people who care.
Okay. People
give, you know, of their service, of their talent, of their, expertise in the workplace to business people who care.
Okay.
So women can easily bring that to the boardroom, you know, by getting our male counterparts to understand. Because for them it's about numbers, logic, profit. So as a woman, you bring that. So you need to be able to do that, and you can only do that assertively.
Okay.
You know, by showing them, reminding them that that's why you're there. You're not going to be a man. Most women in business, you know, misunderstand, you know, this to think that they now suddenly must become like men, you know, which is always a big mistake.
Problem. Yeah,
it's a big problem.
It's a problem. And when you are faced with times of self-doubt, I don't know if those times come, self-doubt or lack of confidence, or not being sure. Let's say you are getting a contract that's bigger than you've ever had. You know, moments like that. Or you are requested to do something that you've never done before, or you feel you're not so skilled in it. How do you navigate through that space, those times, those moments?
Okay, so there's very few moments, but they do happen sometimes. It does happen sometimes. Like we feel like, okay, can I do this?
Can I do it? Yes, ask yourself, can I actually pull this off?
And the answer is yes. Once you've got that yes answer, because there's nothing, if you can't, obviously you're going to get someone else to help you,
okay,
you know, because always outsource. If you cannot do it, if you know you're not an expert, outsource it, get someone else to do it. Or if you know you can do it, but you're unsure how, find out how to do it.
Okay.
And go and do it, you know. Never find yourself in a doubting, you know, your abilities, you know. Very important, ask questions for clarity if you're not sure about what you've been asked to do.
Okay.
Once you know for sure that this is not your area of expertise, you know, be able to communicate that fact and recommend someone who can do it or get someone else. So that's why partnerships are important nowadays, especially for entrepreneurs. Don't always think that you can do everything yourself. Some skills are learned, you know, along the way.
As you go.
Yeah, don't want to do everything at the same time by yourself, you know, but then there's nothing you cannot do. Always remember that. There is absolutely nothing in your space. The fact that they came to you to ask means they believe that
There's
you can. I
something.
always think that way. If they come to me to say I must do it, it means they think I can.
Okay, so
I'm
I
not
must
gonna let them
deliver.
down. I have to do it.
I have to
I need to
deliver.
find out how it can be done. And half the time, there's always someone else that you can partner with who can actually help grow your
Support.
business in that same, space. So never doubt yourself. Never fear. Never find yourself feeling that, I can't. Immediately that comes. It will always come. But always have,
Destroy it.
Exactly. Your reflexes to fear must be very sharp. As soon as it comes, go away and get going.
I like that one. Reflex to fear must be
Oh,
sharp.
yes.
Ungabe ulibele kuncokola nayo
Don't
nje
fear,
kanti,
don't entertain. It's an imposter. It's a dangerous one. Kick it off.
Yes. Now, Nelly, another one that I wanted to ask you is incwadi, a
Yes.
book that you've written that you can maybe recommend, not written, read,
Read.
that you've read. Maybe I'm prophesying.
Maybe you're prophesying. Yes.
Maybe
yes,
one
yes.
is going to come. All right. A book that you've read that can be, you can recommend to us that helped you, that you like, that you enjoy, or a couple of books. Yeah.
Okay. So the first one is Lift As You Rise by
Okay.
Bonang Mohale.
Okay.
It's a leadership book. It talks about entrepreneurship. It talks about, what's happening, the realities of, who we are as South Africans, the history, and how you should actually move on, from blaming, hi kaloku sisuka, move away from that, and also embrace, the ethical values of being an entrepreneur. There's so much corruption going on. There's so much.
Yeah.
Grow properly. Grow
Clean.
using-
Run a clean business.
Run a clean business,
Yeah.
And the other book that I read all the time is a Christian book, Recreating, Your World, by Pastor Chris Oyakilome. It talks about how to actually change the situation that you don't like. You can change what you don't like. How do you do that? It talks about all the tips. You feel business is down, things are not working, change it.
Okay.
You feel like, maybe your kids don't want to study, change it. You feel like sometimes you get tired, you can't lift yourself up and motivate yourself, change it. So there's nothing you can't change. So whenever I feel like I'm stuck, I go to that book and
It unlocks you.
It unlocks me. It's my go-to.
Yeah. And as we go towards a wrap up, what encouragement would you leave with women today listening in, and especially those who feel like giving up, or who feel like business is not going according to their plans, or they just want to throw in the towel? What words of encouragement would you give to such women?
Okay, so what I would say is everything else that we talked about, looking after your well-being first, your mental well-being. Get yourself in a space where you know how to self-motivate yourself.
Okay.
There'll be times when things would look like, they're not going to work, but refuse to listen to that voice. You must always know that a voice that says to you, give up, it's a wrong voice. It's not the right one.
Yeah.
Never throw away your towel. Never throw away your dreams. Never find yourself in a place where you want to give up. Fight for what you believe in. Because in the first place, that was your business idea.
Yeah.
In the first place, that's your purpose. In the first place, that's something that God gave to you as a gift. Don't be like those women that are given talents, or the ones that came and then they forgot the lamp or whatever. Don't
The
be
bride.
like, as soon as when the bride came and they
lamp
did not
were
enter,
empty.
because don't find those, because once you throw away the towel, once you give up on a dream, then you're like that. So don't be that way. Whenever that voice comes to you to say give up, say I refuse to throw away my talent. I'm going to grow the gift that was given to me because I am here for a purpose. So fight. There's many ways. Get yourself a mentor. Read some books. Follow people that are successful and find out how they did it. Never be afraid to be vulnerable to people that are in the same space as you, to say, can we have a cup of coffee? Can I buy you a cup of coffee? I see you doing so well in this place, and I am struggling here and here. Can you point me the right direction? Who can I speak to? What can I do? Because the issue with us is pride. We don't want to be vulnerable. But there is so much power in vulnerability. Because once you're vulnerable, then people get
Opportunities.
it's an opportunity. People are like, okay, so we can do that. And then draw yourself a SWOT analysis. What are your strengths in the business? what are your weaknesses in the business? What are the opportunities and what are the threats? Once you get to the opportunities to say, okay, there is a chance that I can do A, B, C, D. There's a threat that if I don't do A, B, C, D, E, my business will not, succeed. Then get yourself put together an action plan to address those opportunities and threats, and then you'll do it. No, don't throw in the towel. Don't give up.
Keep going. Let's keep it
going.
Moving. Let's keep it
do
moving.
it.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam, for coming through and having this conversation. It's quite beautiful. We are charged. We are charged as women. And then if someone wants to make use of your services at Kayoli Talent Solutions or your girl mom programs, how do we contact you? How do we find you? Where do we find you?
Okay, so our website is www.kayolitalerentsolutions.co.za. Our contact numbers is 082 969 7604. Or by email, you can email nelisabobie@gmail.com or nelisa@kayolitalentsolutions.co.za. I think nelisa@gmail.com is the easiest one, because some people find that Nelisa@kayoli is quite lengthy.
Oh, that's why. Okay, sure.
Yeah, so that's why I always give that alternative.
The Gmail one. All right. Thank you very much, ma'am, for coming through.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. I appreciate the invitation.
All right. Mpulapulu Gani Community Radio. That was Nelisa Bobie, Executive Coach and Director of Kayoli Talent Solutions. And Solutions. And about, being a woman, it being Women's Month, being a woman in business. And I think, it has been quite a powerful conversation. And I'm sure I'm going to be touching on some of the things that she said. Sithathe Afrotraction is city mnike, don't go anywhere.